Asking someone if they're thinking about suicide can save a life. It won't put the idea in their head, make things worse, or cause more distress. But how do you ask someone if they're thinking about suicide?
For anybody that was going to ask that question, you know, I would always say just be compassionate, show empathy, listen. That's the biggest thing, is about listening, you know.
And what would you do then if they said yes?
I would listen for a start, make sure I continue to offer that space to let them speak. Maybe ask a bit more questions to make sure that they're safe in the moment, so I guess ensuring their safety in that moment. But the most important thing for me would be to just listen.
Yeah, to be that person.
Yeah. Properly listen, let them speak about whatever's going on in their mind without any judgment or stigma or the sense that you can't say this or you can't say that, you can say whatever you wanted.
I just need someone to sit in that space with me, and it can be like holding my hand or literally just sitting next to me or whatever it is, but whatever that connection becomes is what's important. And as someone who's neurodivergent, it's I take it badly. Like, see, if I'm talking and I'm expressing something and we're talking about suicide or responding to the question being asked, if I'm interrupted or you can almost see someone being poised, so that what's happening is they're not listening to understand what you're going through, they're listening to respond to what you're saying. And if you're ready to do that, you're not fully listening to what I'm saying, and that's going to make me withdraw.
And I think as well, you've got to be careful how you're talking to somebody, you know, because we've all seen, and with the best of intentions, people say, oh, come on, there's nothing to worry about. But there is. It doesn't matter if it's something that maybe wouldn't affect your life the same. We all react differently to things. So it's about being aware of kind of using that language. You know, that must be really hard.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
I think having an understanding about it as well. Anybody back then that knew me, I was quite high and energetic all the time.
Yeah.
To them and to a lot of other people in the world. Whereas when you were able to notice how I actually was, you didn't say anything like, oh, come on, Jenna, yesterday you were totally fine.
Yeah.
I also try not to generalise it when you're asking somebody, of like the kind of common phrases of like, oh, everybody struggles, everybody kind of experiences that. It kind of takes away your experience of that.
I think a lot of people are guilty to some extent of doing that kind of generalising thing you're talking about, like, oh, everybody's got problems, everybody struggles. All that happens when those things are being said is that you're minimising what my experience is. I think people do it to try and equate me with other people, and like, you're not alone in this. But in the moment, if I'm having thoughts of suicide, that's not the way that's connecting for me. It sounds like you're just trying to minimise how I feel.
And it's about giving validation to somebody and saying how you feel is valid, because it's how you feel. You know, it matters.
Yeah, I think that's really important, being non-judgmental. Because people in the past, I thought, were judging me when I said I've tried to take my life.
I find that what helps for me is when the person's being receptive, like if Lynn's being receptive, like, see the things that I say, mirroring some of that back, like use the same language and make sure we're definitely on the same page.
The last thing you need somebody to do is panic. You know, so any advice I would give to somebody is, if somebody's going to disclose something to you, don't, you know, kind of look shocked. Just stay calm.
Yeah, you're very calm.
I know sometimes it can be quite scary for people if they're not used to having those conversations, but I do think it can be a barrier as well when people panic or think, oh, I need to like fix it, and you don't need to fix it, you just need to listen.
Yeah, because you're not going to fix it in that moment. It's going to take you as their support a while and it's going to take the person a while to get the support they need.
Yeah.
So it can be difficult to hear that it's a yes, and it's trying to remember just to be that kind of safe space for the other person and not kind of get too caught up in that you're feeling difficult about it. In that moment, there's support there as well for asking that question, as well as being the person that is asked as well. But just being kind to that person, because it's difficult enough for them what they're going through.
But it's the start of a conversation that can lead to a healing journey for someone. And I think, yeah, just making sure that you're active listening, you're giving them reassurance, telling them you're there, that you're a safe person, you know, saying that you're glad they've opened up.
Yeah, I think from that as well is both having an understanding that nothing's going to really change overnight. So actions aren't going to happen straight away. But as long as you're there for them from that minute that they've opened up to you, you can help them in the majority of situations going forward.
That's it. It's the beginning, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's the beginning. It's the first step that somebody's taken into recovery.
Yeah.